Hey guys, welcome to the second part of the series of my favorite players to sign on Football Manager. We're gonna go with left back and right back because I feel like there wasn't many in this game that were good. Let's start at right back. It has to be the guy who just joined Manchester United. Oops, Patrick Doru. Won the kid, cheap, fast. He looks good, and his potential is 158, which we've shown to you guys. Very good potential. He can go far. Secondly, a guy who I think is a bit underrated. Don't see him that much, but he's at Fiorentina, the Italian Fabiano Parsini. He's a very good player actually. I rate him quite highly. He's a very good left back, and he's also pretty good at the start of the game. The third left back is a guy called Mikel Gutierrez from Girona. He is a very good player. For the value, he is very good. You can buy him for, I think the highest I've ever paid for him was like 30, 40. He usually has a release clause, and he is 150 current ability at the start of the game. This guy is incredible. Definitely look at him if you're playing a high level team and you need a left back. Going on to my right backs. We start with Ivan Fresneda. Here, Miss Ivan Fresneda. He is at Sporting. He's 19. He's young. He has potential. He was better in the previous Football Manager, so he moved to Sporting. He hasn't really been getting game time. His potential ability is not as high, but he's a good player to have if your starting point is like, a bottom table Premier League team. He will definitely help you. And the third one, something similar to that. Just there isn't that many good right backs, but Callum Ramsey is a good one. He usually goes through his contract, so you can get him on a free. But again, potential ability isn't high, but he's a good player. If you don't have to, you look at the attributes. I like to play wing backs. I like the crossing, dribbling, and the speed. He's not the most gifted player, but he's only 20. He can develop. Now we're gonna look at him in 10 years. So we are now in the future. We are currently in, what season is it? We're in 2035, so we've gone quite a few years ahead of time. Let's look at our first man, Patrick Doru. He is at Lazio. He does look like a good player. Never really made the move that made him into a world-class player. Still, I mean, his record doesn't look that good, huh? He hasn't really been that good. So kind of an off. Maybe he had a bad time. I mean, he went to Celta Vigo after Lecce, but he wasn't even playing like consistently for Lecce. And then he kind of ramped up, but just could never make it. So didn't perform to the highest ability. What about Parisi? Um, I have to type his full name. Fabiano. Or did he? Hopefully he didn't retire. Retire already? I mean, we are quite far into the future, but at 34 he retired. He was a Florentino player, then went to Benfica, and then went to the Premier League to Arsenal, and then he went to Al Nassr. So you can tell, good career because he went to big clubs. Arsenal, obviously, a big club. Did he win anything over there? We can look at the history. If we go to competitions, let's go to landmarks actually. So they won. Yeah, they've been winning a lot. So he probably did have a good resume. And then the last one who probably also has retired. No, he has not. He's 34. He looks still very good. His physicals have been dropping, but he went to Newcastle and he had a very happy career there. What about his milestones? He UEFA Nations League third place, Carabao runner-up, Carabao. He won the Conference League runner-up, 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 runner-up. Wow, this guy was a runner-up a lot. But he was featured in Europa League Team of the Season. He was a good player, and he still looks good, even now. And then we're going to our right backs. Let's go to We have a lot more younger players, but we can see even Fresneda is at Real Sociedad. He was at Sporting, never really played, and then he went to Feyenoord. Not really, didn't get much game time in his early career, which probably stunted his development. But he still made it to a pretty decent Real Sociedad team in which they got relegated. Yeah, not great, not great. And then we go to our second player, Michael Coyote, who is probably one of my favorites. I really like this guy. Did I skip over him? Yeah, he's a really good player. I really like him, and he started in the game at Fiorentina. This he went to Bayern Munich, and then he moved to RB Leipzig. Very weird because usually it's the other way around. He won the DFB Pokal Nations League, DFB Pokal World Cup winners, DFB Pokal Bundesliga champion. He's won a lot. But interesting, Italy have been winning. Obviously, in this save they won a lot. Did we see him at the start? Don't really remember it. Maybe I forgot. Maybe I skipped over him. Callum Ramsey is at Southampton, age 32. Um, he left Liverpool kind of to go to Preston. I mean, he was in the Championship for a few seasons. Then he got bought out by Wolves, 28 million, which is quite a large amount. He made it back to the Premier League, got relegated, and now he is back in the Premier League. Well, he got relegated, but again, he's not a player, a world-class player. If you want a good, right, if you're a top club and you want something, go for more like Frimpong. Oh, that's not the right Frimpong. Go for Frimpong. If you're a high-end team, you want to go for Frimpong, the guy from, I mean, he's probably retired. Um, you can also go for Vanderson. Vanderson is another good option. Obviously, yeah, he's still here. Vanderson, a good option. I'm showing you options that are a bit cheaper. If you want a more expensive option, go for Vanderson or Frimpong. These are more like world-class players. If we go back to our first save here, I don't know if I guess. Let's see. Michael, uh, Michael Coyote. He starts. He's at Brentford. He did move to Brentford in the updated. He has an option fee, but 163 potential ability. Very good player. Frimpong, the guy I was talking about, probably know him. Jeremy Frimpong, very good player. Very young still. And then we have Vanderson, who's a little bit older at Monaco. Very good player as well. Also cheaper. But I hope you guys enjoyed and stay tuned because centre backs is next.